What is going on, guys? It is your average player here with the side deck. Now, so this is my generalized side deck that I use for all my decks except for Rockets. I'm working on that side deck, and I will make sure to get that out to you guys relatively soon because Rockets are still a really good deck, except it doesn't play this deck, or this side deck, as a matter of fact, because, well, there's really no room for any of these cards to go in. Rockets really don't have that much of a side deck, and the only thing you'd really do in Rockets is take out other Rocket cards to replace other Rocket cards. Like Rocket Recharge, you could take that out for Rocket Synchron or something like that, or you could take out like a Red Eyes, or Dark Metal Dragon, and you could take that out for a Rocket card to say if you want to be able to be more synchro based or something like that. Whatever you want to go with and whatever you think you're going to be playing against is going to help. But my side deck is meant for my two decks, the Cyber Dragons and the Salamangreats. Since I already went through the Salamangreat deck profile, the Cyber Dragon deck profile is going to come out when I am done building it. The unfortunate thing is it really doesn't work without Pot of Prosperity, and I don't have that card. It's too damn expensive. But anyway, all right, let's go into it, and I'm going to explain why I have each of these cards in here. So each of these cards are obviously at 3, but the first cards in this are Dark Hole. And the reason why I play Dark Hole, especially if you open this first, right? Or not, so you play 2 Dark Hole, my bad. You play 2 Dark Hole. This is the only card you don't play at 3. Because it actually goes good with the other card in my hand. Not in my hand, but in this X side deck that you would play alongside Dark Hole. But you play Dark Hole basically so you can nuke your opponent's board, your opponent's monsters, they're gone. That's it. If they have no monsters, they can't stop you from doing all that other stuff unless they have stuff in their hand or face down spells and traps. But it also goes good with the Dark Ruler No More. Dark Ruler No More stops everything. It allows Dragoon to not work. You know, Dragoon is going to be blown up by Dark Hole. You know, this is going to help you be able to go off. Your opponent's not going to be able to negate your crap with monster effects as they normally do, and all that other stuff. So, that's why I play 2 Dark Hole and 1 Dark Ruler No More. And if you actually have, you could play the 3 Dark Ruler No More and no Dark Hole. It makes the same difference, except Dark Ruler No More doesn't destroy the shit. It just helps you play through stuff. Dark Hole just also has that slight disadvantage of monsters that can't be destroyed by card effects or destroyed, period. Dark Hole doesn't really do anything to him. But Dark Ruler No More, screw that. That's an effect. That's now negated. Your monster can now be beaten up. So that's why I play those. Next, 3 Fantastical Dragon Fantasma. Alright, and there's a reason for Fantasma. Alright, Prank Kids are still a thing, and so are Salamangreats, and they're both really good decks in this format. Fantasma, your opponent in Prank Kids is going to link summon. You're going to summon this thing basically off their link summon. And it's going to allow you to fix your hand. It's a Saryuja, that's a hand trap. Alright. This really doesn't work that well in Salamangreats. This is more based for Cyber Dragons. But in Salamangreats, this still works okay. But in any other deck, as long as you play hand traps, it will work. Especially since it's going to help you fix your hand. Your opponent's going to be like, crap. It's basically max C, but allowing you to return some of the cards that you drew back to your deck. Next, this card stops a lot of crap. Alright, it's Artifact Lancia. You play 3. You play 3 Lancia, or you play Lancia in general in your side deck. So when you side out in your hand traps, say you're playing against Dinos, this shuts down majority of Dino decks, unless it's Scrap Dino. Scrap Dino can't play through this. Prank Kids, if you hit them just right with Lancia, they can't do shit. Tri-Brigade gets hurt against Lancia, and so does Drytron, because you're not going to be able to move stuff from the graveyard. So, or banish stuff from the graveyard. And I guess Drytron really doesn't affect it much, but Tri-Brigade does, and Dinos really hurts. And then Prank Kids at some points, also, it hurts them a lot. Next, you play the 3 Niburu, the Primal Being. Alright, Niburu, everybody knows what Niburu does. You count your opponent's summons even if you don't have this card, and they're going to be shit in their pants. Alright, do they have Niburu? Do they not? Do they? I don't know, do I? Nibiru, 5 summons, nuke the board. It's good for that, and then it gives your opponent a huge-ass token, and you get Nibiru to your side of the field. And Your opponent just went through all that work, and now they got nothing. The only bad thing about Nibiru is some decks nowadays can play through this. So after they go through their 5 summons, you hit them with the rock, the big giant rock from the sky, and your opponent's like, oh, activate. So, I mean, even though it does tribute all cards on the field, and it basically gets past some of the effects, but a lot of the cards nowadays allow you to still play through it. Card effects still happen in graveyard. If stuff's in the graveyard, that does not stop from Nibiru. Nibiru, after it hits the field, whatever. But the only good thing about Nibiru as well is there's a play. If you're playing Orchest and you're playing Nibiru, you activate Nibiru, you chain your Orchest Nightmare in graveyard as long as you have Orchestrated Babel on the field, and you banish the Nightmare to target one of your opponent's cards and make its attack increase. And then after that effect resolves, or at least attempts to resolve, it still locks you into dark monsters being summoned. Nibiru tribute everything, and it stays in your hand because it can't summon itself. So that is an awesome ruling with Nibiru that I like. But obviously, I don't play it in Orchest. My Orchest deck is actually being rebuilt. But it's still in its base kind of like 3-card, not 3-card, but like the main card kind of crap, and I'm trying to get it all rebuilt. It's in its main part where I'm trying to get it rebuilt, which is good. Next is the Spice of Spice. You can change this out for any one of the different types of ones, and I'll tell you which one you're not going to be playing in this build. But you got the 3 Solemn Judgment. The only other thing I would say you could replace this with out of trap cards in the Solemn Brigade is Strike, because Warning is a big pile of heaping trash and it only stops normal summons. Alright? Judgment stops any summon. Alright? It doesn't stop the effects that summon, but it can stop the summon itself. Alright, which is still good. Say, UCT, gone. Zeus, gone. Anything with an alternative summoning condition, gone. Whatever. Your opponent activates a spell or trap effect, it's negated and gone. Alright, so Judgment is good in those manners. Alright. So, if you guys think you would change anything differently, obviously everybody has their own reasons for playing their own side deck. In my Salamangreats, I take out Foxer, I was taking out a Jack Jaguar, but now it's Microcoder, and I'm not going to take that out. And then I take out like a Solemn Strike or something like that, and I would play generally 3 Judgment. Any deck that I play against at locals gets shut down by Judgment because it hurts. Alright, but hope you all have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If we can get likes on this video as well, I'd say 5 to 10. I will make the Cyber Dragon, or not Cyber Dragon, but I will post the Rocket deck profile. Alright, see ya.